show it on the minutes in alphabetic order with the chair called last. So I'll be doing that.
Wonderful. And then with rotating. So it's go in alphabetical order and then you rotate the roll call each time.
Madam Chair, you are now live. So.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I didn't see that part. So thank you for telling me.
Of course, of course. So it is 5:01 p.m. Let's call the May 4th, 2022 Quality of Life Committee to order. Ms. Martin, if I could please have a roll call.
Yes, Councillor Chavez.
Here.
Councillor Michael Garcia.
Present.
Chair Cassett.
Present.
Madam Chair, you have a roll call. Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
And for the record, for anybody who is watching, both Councillor Lee Garcia and Councilwoman Villarreal are excused this evening. So it'll just be the three of us. If we can move to approval of the agenda, are there any changes from staff?
Madam Chair, there are no changes from staff.
Wonderful, thank you. And are there any changes from committee? And if not, can I get a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Wonderful. And a roll call, please.
Ma'am. Councillor Michael Garcia.
Yes.
Councillor Chavez.
Yes.
Chair Cassett.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to approval of the consent agenda. Are there any items that members would like to hear this evening? Councillor Michael Garcia.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to pull item H as in happy.
H. Wonderful. And any other items? Councillor Chavez, anything this evening? Nope. And then can I get a motion to approve as amended?
Move to approve as amended.
Second.
And can I please have a roll call?
Yes, Councillor Chavez.
Yes.
Councillor Michael Garcia.
Yes.
Chair Cassett.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Great. And moving on to approval of the minutes, we have one set of minutes from the April 20th, 2022 Quality of Life Committee meeting. Are there any changes from staff?
No changes from.
There are no changes from.
Yeah.
Madam Chair.
Wonderful. And any changes from committee? And if not, can I have a motion?
Move to approve the minutes.
Second.
And a roll call, please.
Yes. Councillor Chavez.
Yes.
Councillor Michael Garcia.
Yes.
Chair Cassett.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Well, we have no presentations this evening, so we will go ahead and move on to item H. This is the request approval of memorandum of understanding between the City of Santa Fe's Office of Economic Development Department and UNM Anderson School of Management to collaborate on strengthening entrepreneurship in the City of Santa Fe. We do not have Elizabeth Camacho. It looks like we have Rich Brown here to present. So Councillor Garcia, you pulled this item. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good afternoon or good evening, Rich. Thank you for joining us here. Just have a quick question about this project. It seems very exciting. Lots of opportunity for collaboration and then opportunity for young folks at UNM to participate. I guess I just have one quick question around an FIR. I know that in the MOU, I think it is on page 4 of the MOU, it says the city is going to be hiring, or not hiring, wrong words, but engaging with grant writers, whatnot, and just didn't know what the city was committing to financially in those regards. So just a quick question on that front.
Madam Chair, members of the council, Councilor Garcia, I see Ms. Camacho she's joined us. She can answer most of the question, but I'll let her start first if she wants to, and then I can add on. So Liz, he asked about the section about the city potentially hiring grant writers to participate and collaborate with UNM on this innovation piece.
Certainly. Apologies for my tardiness. We were just presenting on this exact topic at the Chamber of Commerce Economic Development. So we should probably also have, who are also joining me after that meeting, John Mertz and Wellington from UNM Anderson. So if they're in, if we can just let them in. And then on the question of grant writing, I think one of the key things that UNM Anderson really brings as a specialty is the grant writing. So they have people who they know, and that's really an area where I think not only in terms of understanding managing grants, not just getting the grant. Because I think one thing is, it's like that Seinfeld episode of like, you can make the reservation, but can you keep the reservation? And so this is similar in the sense of like, you gotta, we want to have the expertise in terms of grant writing, but we also want to make sure that we can manage that grant once we get it. And we're currently already in conversations with NCNMEDD, the North Central New Mexico Economic Development, I want to say department. We usually call it the COG. And they are, because they're kind of our contact with our EDA specialist. So we have, and I think I will let John and Wellington speak a bit more to it, but I think right now we're developing a really great relationship with them so that if there is funding that's available in terms of EDA funding, we've currently, I think the NCNMEDD person, Felicity, who's helping us, she's like, give me a one pager. I'm going to be with that person at a conference all next week. And John was like, here you go. Here's a one pager. Let us know if this is an opportunity that you think how, or we had all our questions or what angle should we take at it. So I think that it's on various levels. The grant pursuing has already started. One, just to conclude it, is I think that's a specialty with UNM, and we will also rely on our local ecosystem, whether it's NCNMEDD at the moment to help us with that kind of connection with EDA, or if in the future, when it comes to writing grants, partnerships is really one of the key things that we see. And we will be able to call upon our local ecosystem, entrepreneurial ecosystem, to also be inclusive in it, because you're actually more likely to receive grant funding if you partner with others. Because I think just as ourselves, we don't like to see as much of a duplication of efforts. In terms of like, oh, you're spreading things thin by everybody's doing a little bit of the same thing. Instead, we usually try to make sure that if you're working with other people who might do something similar, or you can help each other out. And I think that that will be something as well that we'll be doing. Thank you for letting in John Mertz from Santa Fe Innovates and Wellington Spectic from UNM Anderson. As I mentioned, and please, if you have any questions, they are both excellent. Just to inform them, because they had also just been in the other meeting. We just got a question on grant writing, but I just conclude on that. And I don't know if there's anything further, Madam Chair, Counselor, that you would like to answer questions on that topic.
And Madam Chair, if I could, Councilor Garcia, we have lots of acronyms in our world, as you probably do too. One of the acronyms that Ms. Camacho didn't express was EDA. And the EDA is the Economic Development Administration, which is a part of the federal U.S. Department of Commerce. And that's where we get a lot of our large major grants. And the university has been very good at it. And we're trying to compete with the state university down in Las Cruces, because they've built a huge innovation center through this EDA grant. So this is kind of a seed round of trying to build something of that nature in our city, because we have lots of entrepreneurship going on. But I wanted to express that the EDA is this Economic Development Administration where they pass out grants all the time. And so we would work together with them to pursue that.
Great. Thank you so much. And that kind of leads to my second question, but I think the first question still kind of is outstanding in the sense about an FIR, because I think, I've mentioned and others have mentioned in the past, we've seen FIRs completed in basically two different fashions. If the staff is putting time towards any type of project, an FIR is created. I've also seen it on the flip side where the FIR is zero. And so I think that's where, if we are going to be allocating staff time or staff resources, let's keep it consistent to the way we've kind of done more in the past of it's going to cost the city X amount of dollars. If we want to go different route, I think this actually kind of spurred, maybe we should work internally to develop that policy on how the FIRs are developed. I know Director Brown, we've kind of been down this path of how does it work? And so I think that I just would be interested, what at the end of the day, what the city is investing in that sense, whether staff time, resource wise, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
This kind of second question I had, you did speak to it about, the grants and what kind of grants we're applying for. And, ultimately my question was federal grants, because right now, as you know, with our late audit, it puts us in a real predicament for obtaining federal funding. And I think it just highlights the importance of the predicament, having our audit be so late that it could disqualify us for EDA funding, given it is a federal source of resources. So I think just kind of want to point that out to my colleagues and to the public, that we can lose out on this opportunity of EDA funding if our grant house is not in order. The last thing is just a quick cleanup on the documentation. The signatory page has former Finance Director McCoy's name, so I think we might need to change that if we need to go back to UNM to have it re-signed. But other than that, thank you, Rich, for bringing in Ms. Camacho, and to our guests for coming. This sounds like a fantastic project, great opportunity for our city and UNM. So thank you for all your work and time and effort on this. With that, no other questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Counselor.
Yeah, if there are no other questions by my colleagues, I'll go ahead and move to approve.
I'll second.
Wonderful. I can second. Normally we wait for someone else to. I do just want to make a quick comment real fast to Director Brown and to Liz. You guys have really been bringing forward some really exciting projects recently. This being another one, the Main Street program. There was something else that we were exploring either here or in EDAC that was really exciting. So I really just want to thank both of you for your work and looking for these really unique opportunities, really looking for these partnerships. Thank you so much to our guests for being here. We really look forward to working with you and for partnering with you. So thank you for your expertise and for your efforts in how we continue to revitalize and build upon the vibrancy that is already here in our community. I think that there's just so much opportunity, and to really see us taking advantage of some of these programs is extremely exciting. And of course, we will continue to explore them both here and as well as in EDAC. And if there are no other questions or comments, then Ms. Martin, if we can get a roll call.
Yes, ma'am. Counselor Michael Garcia,
Yes.
Counselor Chavez,
Yes.
Chair Cassett,
Yes.
motion passes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for being here. We have no discussion items, no executive session. Onto matters from staff. Director Brown, any matters?
Madam Chair, I don't have any immediate matters from staff. We are working on a myriad of agenda items for our next meeting, but there's nothing urgent from the matters of staff right now.
Wonderful. Any matters from the committee this evening? None?
Well, Madam Chair, can I bring up something? I just saw Councilor Chavez here, and I forgot I was going to bring up. I do want to say that I might bring up next month for quality of life. I've been working with the school system, public schools, with Superintendent Chavez, and we're working on this college and career program, and it's pretty exciting because it's for rising junior and seniors. And so I didn't know so many people work within the school systems to help kids move to the next level. So that might be a conversation we'll have for next month, because we're sort of getting the ARPA funding together and moving it together. But I did want to say that we've had some successful discussions, and it is an MOA, just like we did before. And to Councilor Garcia's point, I need to figure out how I put together an FIR into an MOA. But
Wonderful. Great. Thank you for letting us know of coming attractions.
Yeah, attraction. It is a really exciting one.
Yeah, thank you again. And again, really exciting programs that are coming out of here. So really looking forward to hearing more about that one as well. Matters from the chair. The only thing that I will say is that it looks like, assuming we should never assume things, haven't we learned anything over the last couple of years? But if things continue the way that they are with the current level of the pandemic, our next quality of life meeting will be in person. I believe Counselor Garcia, is this going to be the very first quality of life committee meeting in person ever? Did quality of life committee develop after
It-
March of 2020?
Madam Chair, I believe it did.
I think so too. So very exciting. We will get to to experience that. I do look forward to. I know I was having that moment of who knows. There's a lot has happened in the last couple of years. So I do look forward to hopefully all being in chambers together. I was in City Hall today, and the IT department was there working really hard. Getting us ready to potentially go hybrid in June. But for anybody listening, we will not be hybrid in May. So if you would like to speak at the quality of life meeting or be present at the quality of life meeting as a member of the public, we normally do not have public comment at quality of life, of course, but we will not be hybrid at that point. We will still be streaming on YouTube. So you will be able to catch us there. But we will hopefully be going hybrid in June. So with that, our next meeting that I was just speaking of in person will be Wednesday, May 18th in council chambers, as well as you will be able to catch us on YouTube. And we will be adjourning today at 5:17 p.m. Thanks, everyone.